We have been talking about how neat all these third-party plugins are, like the AWS one, the host manager one, that there's all these different plugins you can add to make Vagrant even more robust than what it is. Now, I want to spend time just kind of going through some general debugging and common issues because some of the stuff is complex, especially if you're kind of a newbie to any of this stuff. So with that being said, as neat as it is to add a bunch of third-party plugins to try to automate more and more, I actually try to keep my Vagrant file vanilla, and I do this with all my projects. More dependencies means there's more chances things are going to break. If, say, you upgrade Vagrant and the plugin's out of date and no longer compatible, the whole idea is going to be you don't want to try to figure out how to get your dependencies to work again or your plugins. All you want to do is clone the repo, run Vagrant up. If you're stuck going back to a project after an entire year, if you really want to reconfigure everything, just clone it, run Vagrant up. That's the whole idea, and I hope you follow that similar principle. The other thing is I've seen a lot of people try different things with Vagrant where you want to get multiple machines running. You can do that, and if that sounds like something you want to do, go for it. You'll need to do some special port forwarding stuff to get it to work. But the idea is one project per Vagrant file. So if you are a WordPress developer or a Laravel developer, you could put multiple files on a machine and you just need to configure Apache to work that way. But a better concept, in my opinion, one project per Vagrant file. This way, everything's isolated. If one project has to get separated out a little bit, you're not going to cause headaches for everybody. It also makes doing backups a lot easier if, say, something crashes. So get used to doing Vagrant suspend, navigating to a new project, Vagrant up. Another thing that might happen is Vagrant runs out of memory. If that happens, you're just going to either have to reload or try to allocate more cores to the provider, as we kind of demoed already. If things are getting crazy and you don't know why stuff's not working, there's this command called Vagrant Global Status. And what it will do is it will list out all your running virtual machines. I've run into weird issues where I deleted Vagrant folder that had a running Vagrant file and virtual machine was still running and I couldn't destroy the box. So if something like that happens, or for whatever reason you get out of sync, you can do this and try to purge the boxes this way. So you could do, I copied the ID and now I'm doing Vagrant destroy per the ID. And if I hop open, it will kill off that virtual machine despite if I deleted the folder or something. Just a nice little debugging trick. Finally, I talked about a little bit about this with the destroy and suspending. If you do Vagrant destroy, you're going to lose your database. If you do Vagrant suspend and Vagrant up, you're not going to lose it. But there are times where, say, if the power goes out and somehow your virtual machine gets corrupted, you're not going to be able to get access to your database or whatever's saved inside the VM. So if you have stuff that's saved to the box that isn't saved to, like, say, folder syncing, such as a database, there's a good chance you're going to lose it. And for that reason, I think it's a really good practice to have some sort of backup strategy in place where you're getting in a habit of, before you power off your computer, you're suspending all your machines and backing up the databases first. All right, finally, the last biggest issue I've come across with Vagrant is Windows users struggling to get their virtualization working. I have no idea what computer or laptop you are on. They all have different BIOS and different device requirements and resources. So if you're having issues with Windows, just know to go into BIOS and make sure virtualization is on. And if that doesn't work, go into your control panel and find this thing called Hyper-V and turn it off, and then try to see if that works. I know that gets flagged as GitHub issues on our Scotchbox all the time, so it's just something to look into. Otherwise, if you are having issues, go check out the official Vagrant issues on GitHub. They are really responsive and provide a ton of support for such a busy Git repo.